Hello and welcome. Dar Payment, angel intuitive and psychic medium, here to share with you a timeless and encouraging message from Spirit, along with a mini pick a card reading for added insights and inspirations. As an added bonus, I'm also going to share with you a special candle blessing intended to send love and encouragement your way. Let's start with the candle blessing. And please, feel free to return to this video as often as you need what I call a blessing recharge. Today I'm going to anoint this candle, my little candle here, with an Archangel Michael all-purpose prayer oil. Actually, this recipe is from my book, The Archangel Apothecary, but I've also done a video on my YouTube channel. You can find it there, and I'll also link the description to it below. So I'm going to anoint my little candle here. I have a little mini tea light candle, because candle, let me get this in focus here. Candles actually go clockwise here. And you don't need a lot. You do not need a lot to anoint a candle, guys. You do not need a lot. It will not burn properly and it will sputter. So I'm going to put this in a little tray here. Okay, so I have it in a little tray here. I'm going to stick it in my little holder here, and I'm going to light it, and then we're going to go ahead and do the blessing part. And I am going to need you to just kind of get quiet and just kind of agree in your heart with me with the next step, okay? So let's just get this lit. Oh my, I torched my house down. Let me put this on the side. So now let's kind of focus in on the blessing here. What I need you to do right now is to close your eyes, place your hands on your heart, and just relax. And take a few slow, deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose. And slowly exhaling out of your mouth. And just focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Just for a few cycles. Just to relax and quiet your mind. What I'm wanting you to do is just to enable yourself to quiet your mind so that you're really able to absorb the energetic intentions from this blessing. So breathing in and breathing out. Just feeling peace. Just feeling peace. And what I want you to do in this place of quiet, in this place of stillness, is to bring a few areas to mind in your life right now. These areas that can use an extra measure of love, confidence, and courage. So wherever these areas may be, it may have to do with your work. It might have to do with a particular relationship or family life. It may have to do with finances. It may very well have to do with a certain obligation that you need to meet that might be difficult for you at this time and place. So just focus in on those areas and bring them to mind. And just agree in your heart. Just listen to my words and just agree in your heart. Infinite love, may we receive your abundant blessings of love, peace, confidence, and courage in these areas that we're currently holding up in our minds and hearts. We are open and receptive to receiving overflowing inner strength, confidence, and fortitude right now. We see, feel, know, and allow these beautiful energies to permeate our minds, bodies, and souls right now. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. what I'm going to do is just to allow this blessing candle that I lit for all of you to continue to burn. Even when your readings are done, I'll let it burn out. And really, the way that this works is that we're all setting an intention together. And we're meeting at this place of what I call cosmic intelligence or cosmic unity. So every time that you come back, you'll be meeting more and more like minds and creating more and receiving more and more of this beautiful blessing of love and confidence that Spirit wants to impart to you right now. So now for your mini pick card reading with words of wisdom from Spirit to uplift and encourage you to stay strong, stay positive, and to stay grounded. Focus on each group 1, 2, or 3, and simply choose which draws you in the most. Group 1, Group 2, or Group 3. And of course, I'll leave the timestamps for each group in the video description below. Okay, here we are, Group 1. By the way, the stone in this one is rose quartz. It's one of my favorites. And rose quartz is a gemstone that metaphysically is used to purify and open the heart on all levels. And it's used to promote love, especially self-love, inner healing, and feelings of peace. As a psychic medium, oftentimes I suggest this to my clients to help comfort in times of grief. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. I'm going to move this kind of out of the way. Here's your channeled message. All right, we've got LP, the star. Here we go. Let me make sure that we're all in here. All right, let me tune in here. Wow, you know, I really like this deck. It's the Chrysalis Tarot, and LP is I think they shortened her name. She is, I believe, a Greek goddess, and I apologize if I'm not right here, but this card, without me really knowing that, goes a long way, because really, the star is a message of unwavering belief and hope. Let me see her coming in here, holding a star. And it's also a sign of promise. And usually, this card usually shows up whenever somebody's making plans, new plans, or new goals, right? The horses on here, do you see the horses here? Metaphysically, the horse symbolizes overcoming obstacles in your life, but it also signifies overcoming emotional limitations, as well as creating emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. And this card really is an encouragement for you to follow your heart light, you know, to not give up. And really what I'm getting from Spirit right now is don't get discouraged when things don't immediately go as planned. You know, we all get to that place in life. You know, we get frustrated, we get discouraged because it's not going how we wanted it. And we even planned and we did everything and nothing's happening. Spirit is really telling you right now, just kind of relax, you know, and just allow infinite love to work things out for you in the best, perfect scheme of things. In other words, they're showing me a metaphor. In other words, don't open the oven when the cake is cooking. You know, as a little girl, I remember my mom, because we'd be in the kitchen watching her do her baking. And whenever she baked a cake, she'd always scold us, don't open the oven. Because I remember as a kid, the oven had a light and the cake smelled so good when it was baking that you just wanted to kind of open the oven, right? To kind of look at it with your bare eyes. So really, if you open the oven too many times, what'll happen is that that cake won't cook correctly. And it's the same thing when you are trying to achieve or manifest something in your life. If you keep opening the oven, you begin to micromanage the results. And whatever that you are hoping and inspiring to achieve or create, it's not going to come out the way you want it. because there's just too many hands in the pie, so to speak. I know I'm doing a cooking metaphor here, but that's what they're giving me, guys. Anyways, what they're saying, let go of the complaining and the frustration and the negative attitude that things aren't going as quickly as you'd like. Great things in your life that you're aspiring towards sometimes takes time to manifest. And during that waiting room of life, I've often noticed in my own experience, those are the times and periods where I grow the most and where I receive the greatest insights from Spirit and also the greatest healings. So really, don't give up. The message here, don't give up. Also, follow your own heart light. Don't give up. Follow your own heart light, right? Also, I'm going back to the horses here. Horses also encourage you to move through all obstacles in your life with strength, confidence, and regality. Look at these horses here. Whenever you see a galloping horse, are they complaining and whining? Do they have their lower lip so far downwards that they trip on it? Absolutely not. No matter what, they stand tall, they stand regal, and they stand in their own personal power, right? They're there, they're ready. I'm going to trot and move towards this with dignity. And that's really what Spirit wants you to really focus on, is moving forward with dignity. I'm being pulled into the Y card here. And really, this card is signifying the motives behind your why of what you want. In other words, why is it that you want to do, have, or be something? What's underneath that? It reminds you that the law of attraction works with your whys, and that those whys, what's underneath that, your motives, your intentions, right, always drives your whats. Let me say that again. Your whys always drive your whats. In other words, your whys give birth to the whats, which lead the way to the hows. And that also is worth repeating, so let me do that for you. Your whys give birth to the whats, which lead the way to the hows. The hows are those insights and inspirations that infinite love gives you for the next best course of action to receiving those things that you want. That's why your whys or your intentions, it's absolutely imperative that they be clear. You need to have clarity. And so really, Spirit is telling you, you need to get clear about why you want to have this thing. Because sometimes we're not exactly clear, or we fool ourselves. I want this because of this. And then later when we achieve it, we didn't want it at all. It's not really what, be careful what you ask for. So really being clear about why you want something is really going to accelerate you receiving. I'm looking at this card, Abundance, right now. It says, all my needs are met above and beyond my greatest expectations. Isn't that cool, right? If you are very clear on why your intentions, you want to be, have, or do something, it's almost like a universal key that unlocks the harvest from heaven. Your basket will be absolutely full with every good thing. And I've seen this happen not only in my life, but in my clients' life, time and time and time again. I teach a law of attraction class. We've been doing it for many, many years now. And we often teach about the power of intention. Intention is powerful. When you have a strong, clear intention, I'm telling you, always, 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 you will manifest your abundance without fail. And you can have that same sort of trust, because Spirit wants me to let you know your harvest awaits you right now. And also, abundance is your birthright. All you need to do is to open yourself up to receive it. And that is the most difficult thing for many people, especially when you're discouraged, is giving yourself permission to receive. So many times we're almost like a martyr, right? Everyone else is like this too. I don't deserve to succeed. Well, absolutely you do. Unless you get out there, shine your light, and follow your heart light, you're not going to release other people watching you. And yes, people are watching you. Many of you right now that are listening to this and watching this are light workers. You're light workers. You have to shine your heart light. You have to have a clear intention, because many of you are at this time and place to encourage other people during this global issue that we're all experiencing. And that's what it's all about. This is why I've been actually kicked in the booty to get out here and to share love with everybody, to do what I need to do as a light worker to help lift you up. Because if you're watching this right now, you are definitely part of my soul family, and I love you and I care about you. So Spirit has been coming in my dreams and sharing with me different things that you need to hear right now to accelerate your life path. And that's what this is all about, right? And Spirit wants me to remind you, there are no closed fists here. No closed fists, right? You have to open your hands up to receive. That's just universal law, right? So really, if we look at this whole abundance fitting in with your why, they're parts of the same thing. They're part of the same energy. Because when you're very clear in your why, once again, you'll get the what's. Okay, what do I do next? And then you'll get the hows. Okay, this is what I need to do next. And oh my gosh, this is how I need to do it. And it's so easy. And the circle leads into abundance. Abundance, right? Okay, let's look at your word oracle card. Fulfillment. Yes. And guess what? I said to you earlier, didn't I? You will always receive your dominant intention. Always. And that's why it's kind of interesting with the rose quartz that I pulled earlier. Some of you are in need of a little bit of emotional healing here because you went into a negative down spiral, right? You have negative stinky thinking, right? You really need to take stock of what you're thinking right now. When we were talking earlier, here, being discouraged, because disencouragement, what does it do? Disencouragement, as we shared earlier, will bring up negative thoughts that will cause you to complain and to blame, and thoughts of frustration that will create anger. And those are all negative thought energy. And guess what? Negative thought energy creates too, doesn't it? And if you're not clear of your intention, sometimes we carry around negative thoughts, intentions, without realizing it. And we get rotten fruit. We receive rotten fruit. So this is a really quick little lesson for you in universal law. Okay, let's look at the channel message from Spirit for you. Oh, upside down here. Let's see. Let me get it up here where you guys can see it. It says, beautify your thoughts. A crushed rose petal gives off the exquisite aroma of its essence. Likewise, a crushed heart gives off its true essence with the thoughts you think. The thoughts you choose to think and act on today are creating your tomorrows. Beautify your thoughts with gratitude and appreciation. The things you go through in life are not good or bad. Your thinking makes them so. Perfume your mind. You've got this. It's kind of interesting. I'll answer. I can talk here. Many times with these channel messages, they're just right on the money with what we've been talking about, because there is this beautiful synchronistic energy when people channel this information and when it's coming from their heart. I'm asked it a lot, and I'm going to share this now because this does come up. How do I get these channel messages? Do I look at them before I put them there? Or do I? No. I pull all these cards right before. I don't look at them. The channel messages, the way that I do it, I actually go in probably 3 or 4 days before I settle in to start planning what is the next video that my soul tribe needs to hear. And I actually go into meditation and I listen to Infinite Love for that. And at that period of time, I sat down and I just began to receive these channeled messages. What I do next is actually write them down and I stick them in an envelope. So when I pull them out, no, I do not see them. Okay. And yes, I do color code them because I just figure, okay, so I'm going to use the orange channeled messages. So, let me go focus on what decks, Spirit is leading me to use for this reading. And then I'll focus on that and I'll color code this. I'm being honest, but that's just how I roll. But you know what? It's just beautiful that all of this here is really the encouragement for you is to beautify your thoughts. Take stock, stay strong, be courageous, be regal. Know your why behind what you want, because your abundance is awaiting you. And with that abundance is fulfillment. You know what that word fulfillment means, you guys? It means the process of filling up. The process of filling up. It's your choice what you want to fill your heart up with, your goals, your intentions, and more importantly, your mind. What are you going to fill your mind with? Beauty or ashes? Well, this was your reading, group 1. I am hoping you enjoyed it. I had fun spending this time with you. Blessings, love, and light to you. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want more of this type of content. And please leave me a message. Let me know how this affected you, or if you received a really beautiful tidbit of information or insight, because really sharing is caring. And when you leave a comment, it may just help somebody else as well. So I'll see you at the next video. Bye now. Okay, here we are, group 2. The stone that was on your pile here is actually black tourmaline. And black tourmaline, I actually use black tourmaline a lot. I sprinkle it around my house because it represents psychic protection, or it represents. I actually use black tourmaline a lot around the house and also in my practice as a psychic medium, because black tourmaline is used for psychic protection. And it's also used for protection from negative emotions and intentions. And so, I'm an empath. Many of you out there who are watching this also are empaths. So black tourmaline, I just sometimes keep it in my purse or on my person to kind of, as an empath, to kind of keep away the negative emotions that are kind of around me. Sometimes they kind of take me by surprise, especially lately with what's happening in our global community. Let's take a look at your beautiful, beautiful cards here. Let's move this here, this up here, out of the way. 2 of stone, no place like home, and healing. Okay, sure that you're all able to see this here. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, Spirit. Yes. Okay, what I'm getting right now, I'm looking at these 2 rocks here, and really, I'm getting this card. Really, it's about balanced perspective, right? Balanced perspective. And I'm totally looking at this bear here. Metaphysically, the bear symbolizes intuition coupled with instinct, right? And it also symbolizes inner strength and courage in times of challenge. And something kind of interesting, it's coming to my mind here. I like to read the cards intuitively. That's how I was taught. Many of you don't know my story, but I started in the psychic arts when I was 6 years old. And my first teacher, Mrs. Harriet, when I think I was almost 7 years old, I got my first tarot deck. And it was just a regular Robin Waite tarot deck. Just regular, because that's what they had back then. I don't want to date myself, but they didn't have oracle card decks yet. So that's what we had. And I remember when she gave each of our box, we did a little blessing on our cards, etc. But she took out the information booklet. She took it out, just took it. And at the time, being young, the print was really little, and I just, I was learning to read quite literally. So it didn't even faze me. So I learned to read the cards intuitively. She taught us about colors and looking at things for the emotions, the symbols, and so on and so forth. But the story I want to tell with this one, it's kind of interesting, is that I just love this deck. I shared it with group 1. I love this Chrysalis Tarot deck. The imagery is just absolutely stunning. And about a year ago, and this is why I'm bringing this up, because it just popped back in my memory, and Spirit will do that to get information across to you. But the designer of this shared this story, and the artist said, I was outside and I was looking around and I saw, and they must live in a rural area, obviously, I saw 2 bears and I was transfixed because it was the first time that I saw bears around where I lived. And basically, she said all of a sudden she looked right in front of her and there was a bear cub. And it jumped from one place to another over like a rocky precipice and just, without even thinking about it, and just went to the other side. Obviously was startled by her, but that's the same thing that's kind of going on here. Think about it. The bear has taken a peek. Okay, there's a precipice here. I could fall kind of high up here. I need to kind of take stock. So this is what this is talking about. Take stock of what your next option is. Weigh your options, but also be confident and courageous for getting to the other side there. In other words, weigh your options carefully with your own experience and with your own inner knowing, right? Inner strength, inner courage is learned by doing. Sometimes we're afraid to take the leap because we don't know what's at the other side. So take baby steps. Don't put yourself down or don't not move at all because you're afraid of what's at the other side. Balance your perspective. Be strong, be courageous, see what's on the other side by baby stepping it and maybe by previewing it. I study somebody named Neville Goddard. I love him. When I was in seminary, New Thought Seminary, by the way, it was one of my favorite authors. And in the beginning, it was kind of hard for me to read, but he has what's called a previewing technique. You just preview what's ahead of you. You just mentally see it happening and you go do it. And many times in my reading, it's interesting, and this was even before I went to seminary, the angels would bring up previewing a certain situation. It gives you confidence. Think about it. They do that with sports, right? They preview the ball going into the hoop, or they preview the ball going into the hole for golf, for example, right? So previewing is a really great way, you guys, to kind of give yourself a little bit extra perspective on what's on the other side. Obviously, we can't be prepared for everything, can we? We can't. We just can't. There's too many variables. But we can give ourselves some confidence to move forward and be open to what's next, right? I'm looking at this next card, No Place Like Home. And this is a beautiful card. I love this card. A little fairy house. I'd love to see what's inside of there. Let me show you this. Isn't that cool? I like to build like miniature little doll houses, and so it's like my mind goes wild when I see this. I want to see the little fairy furniture and everything. But really, this card, No Place Like Home, it's really talking about being comfortable or being at home in your own environment. It's also about being home in your own skin, right? Acknowledging and embracing your own knowledge and skills, and also honoring them. So many times we have so many gifts and skills that Spirit has given us to use, not only for our own advancement, mind, body, and soul, but also to help push other people up. Sometimes, and I'm getting this, some of you are at this place right now, I have no self-worth. I'm not contributing anywhere. What's the use? And we're going into our own little pity party. And Spirit's reminding you have these beautiful skills and gifts that no one else has. So begin to rediscover them, hone them, sharpen them. You have to learn to be authentic with yourself and your skills. That means accepting you, your skills and your abilities, accepting them, acknowledging them. I'm not saying to be conceited about it, but acknowledging, hey, you know what? This is my thing. I'm pretty darn good at it. And it's okay for me to toot my horn. That's confidence. That's not conceit. And so many times we're told we're not allowed to shine our inner light, right? We're taught that many times inadvertently by our parents or other caregivers who had low self-esteem themselves. And I'm not bad-mouthing. They're just at a different place, as we all are, right? As we continue to grow in this beautiful thing called life. So really, be authentic in your own skin. And really, I'm getting right now to sharpen your scissors. Trust those skills, hone those skills. And sharpen your scissors, that is kind of a private term that my spiritual team uses with me. And a little story that goes along with this. My grandmother was a master seamstress, you guys. She was just amazing. She could look at something in a magazine and sew it. Like within hours. She was amazing, I'm telling you. But the thing, when she was teaching us how to sew, she'd always say, go sharpen those scissors. Because she would always say, you know, your scissors are your greatest tool and asset when it comes to sewing. And if you want to be good at it, you need to keep them sharpened. And it's the same thing with your skills and abilities. If you want to be good at them, you have to continue to sharpen those skills and not get complacent and saying they're good enough. What I'm getting from Spirit right now is that many of you need to not only resharpen, but also revisit some skills that you've been neglecting and also you've been resisting learning. This is a new time, a new age for all of us. Talk about moving into the age of electronics. Many of you will be having to stay at home and use the computer. Many of you have to learn a new way of living and being. And some of you have been resisting, I'm hearing, learning electronics. You know, if my 86-year-old mom can learn to use an iPad and text, so can you. Is she perfect at it? No. But she knows where to look for the answers. And we're all here and ready and willing to help her because it means you moving forward in life. So, you know, at group 2, whatever this is that you are resisting learning, this is only for some of you, you know, this is a general reading. For some of you, it's about continuing to hone the skills that you have, keep it sharp because you're good at what you do. But for those of you who've been resisting, have confidence and faith. That's what this is all about. This is what it is. You know, there's no way that somebody in this time and age can't learn something, especially for free, right? It's just a matter of willingness of wanting to do it. So don't be left behind. This is a really important message for some of you. Hone your skills. For some of you, learn those skills because you'll be left behind. Things are changing and they're changing rapidly. And for some of you right now, these words that I'm sharing with you is going to start initiating some sort of healing for you, especially for those of you who feel like you have nothing to bring to the table. You picked this pile because Spirit is sharing with you, you still are worthwhile. You still have things that you can share. You just have to allow yourself to be strong and be courageous, to follow your heart, and know that when you take the leap, that you're going to land on both feet, right? You're going to land exactly where you need to be. But you need to take that leap and not be afraid of falling. This card says, phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. And you know, for some of you, this means healing the lack of self-confidence, or what I call soul splinters, to speed up the resolution of these various situations that you're going through right now. You know, Spirit is sharing with me right now, there is, for some of you, some decisions you need to make. And they're very difficult decisions. But what Spirit is also saying, you need to start healing the heart. The heart. Heal that heart. Start now. Healing the heart means healing your self-esteem, first of all. How can you love somebody else if you can't first love you? You know, that's something very important that my own spiritual team taught me many years ago, and that I started sharing in my own readings too, because think about it, you can't give away something you don't have first for yourself. So some of you, self-esteem and your self-confidence, as I said, the soul splinters, you need to start beginning to focus on that. Maybe you need to start on some inner child healing. I would suggest that to anybody. Because as we said earlier, Sometimes, parents, without realizing it, either model or provide us with programming that is contrary to what they really want for us. And sometimes it's just a program they've been following unconsciously all their lives. So healing. We're talking about energy healing here. Healing energy flows through all of my body. So let's now see what the channel message from Spirit that you have here is. Let's see here. And by the way, if you're curious about how I get these messages, I did share with group 1. So if you want to go back and listen to that one, it's up to you. Feel free to do so. Let me get this where you can kind of see this. It says, quit limping on your heartstrings. You deserve love and happiness. Quit tripping over your sweet self. Don't put off your happiness and joy because of the stubbed toes of life. You're worthy of love, success, happiness, and joy. Stand with your arms outstretched wide and affirm often, I'm open and receptive to my good, and I accept it right now. Ask, and you shall always receive. It just dawned on me that was kind of our blessing, wasn't it? The blessing that I shared with all of you was kind of very similar. How cool is that? Ask, and you shall always receive. That's a good confirmation for everybody with the blessing that we had here. Love. Love. Put this up here. Love, love, love. We were just talking about that, weren't we? Loving yourself. Learning to love yourself. You've got to. Love really is the anchor, the rock of everything else. And once again, being fully in love with yourself is not being conceited. We're not talking about an arrogant type of love or a narcissistic type of love. We're talking about healthy self-esteem, loving who we are, loving the skin we're in. I heard a poem once, and the gist of it was that love, real true love, always finds the way within our heart and shines the light without. So get out there, shine the light of your love. Learn to love you. You matter. You're important. Have faith. Have faith, group 2. Your solution is just around the corner, right? It's waiting for you. And your healing of the heart awaits as well. Well, blessings, love, and light to you, group 2. I wish you the best week. I ask that if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want more of this type of content. And above all, please sprinkle some love and leave me a comment if this reading somehow helped you, because sharing is caring. And when you care enough to leave a comment, your comment might just help somebody else as well. And that's how that circle of love keeps going. Okay, here we are, group 3. Your stone here was the lapis lazuli, one of my most favorite stones. The lapis stone is really connected with your throat chakra. It's one of the stones that I like to use for my throat chakra. And really, the lapis lazuli, it is the stone that a lot of people use to unify your mind, right? And to bring clarity and objectivity to your thoughts and to your speech, right? Throat chakra is connected to your speech, to speaking your truth, right? It also helps to filter out the important and the unimportant, to allow you to understand, reflect on issues that you're going through, right? It also teaches compassion and spiritual love, and it's one of my favorite stones. The lapis is a stone, the quartz crystal, the rose quartz, the amethyst, and my black tourmaline. Those are my go-to crystals. I just love them. I love the energetic component behind them. I would highly suggest, if you want to start a little crystal collection, those would be really beneficial for you. Okay, let's get into your cards here. Move that up here. Let's see. 10 of Mirrors, Serendipity, Enthusiasm. Okay, Let me just tune in really quick, make sure these are on screen there. Okay, I don't want to make you guys dizzy when they're all askewed. Okay, 10 of mirrors, 10 of mirrors. Okay, please share, please share. Got it, got it, got it. Ooh, beautiful. This here is a multicolored dove. Let me, come on, zoom in here. I don't know if it's focusing for you. Sorry if it, there you go. Isn't that neat? Very cool. Okay. Yes, the dove, the dove, the dove. Okay, this card really is sharing a message of peace and fortitude. But it's also sharing with us the necessity of acceptance and surrender. You know, acknowledging perfect order of the universe. I'm being drawn into all these different mirrors, right? And oh wow, I'm being told that there's a time and season for everything. And it's bringing me back to that song. I remember hearing it when I was young. Oh my gosh, I hate giving my age away. But it was in the 70s and I was a kid, and I think it was a Coca-Cola commercial. They had some really amazing ones when I was a kid. And it was a song that says, there's a season for everything. And I believe that's also from the Big Black Book. You know, there's a season and a time for everything under the sun. And so that's really what I'm getting right now. Spirit is sharing right now that each mirror that we're seeing here allows a true reflection of what lies within us, right? And sometimes you might not like what you see in the reflection of the mirror, but the truth always sets you free, right? I know that's true for me. I did some soul searching some years back, and I had to make a very difficult decision with my first marriage. And it was hard for me to look in the mirror of truth and see, you know what? I contributed to this too. Takes two. Relatio means two, you know, two relating together, right? So looking in the mirror sometimes is hard, guys. But it's necessary, right? Because here's the thing, and Spirit is saying this. Spirit is saying, you know, self-reflection is a powerful vehicle for permanent change, which brings with it, with this beautiful permanent change, new ideas and new understandings, new starts and new beginnings. And it also gives way to new opportunities for you and for new synchronicities. And that is just a perfect lead-in for our next card here, the serendipity card. Because what is serendipity? Serendipity is really synchronicity, you know, things lining up. I'm getting for you, this is an energetic alignment that's going to push you forward. And Spirit is saying, you know, there's certain areas in your life we really want you to take a look at. This is they might seem difficult at first, but in the end, they're going to be good for you. You know, some of you, I'm going back to here, some of you are needing to make some choices, and you need to look in the mirror first. Really see what the truth is laying in there. Because some of us, we see the reflection in the mirror. We either don't want change. We don't want to see the change or be the change. And so we're going to be complacent and we're going to remain in the same place we're at. And some of you don't want to change because you don't want to have to be the one to give the olive branch, right? You don't want to do that. No, I don't want to have to do that. But you know what? That's where your freedom lies. And that's where the next opportunities are for you. And for some of you, it's just really doing some soul searching. You know, what is my next step? What is my next step right now? Is this really what I want to continue in this path? It might be for you, you know, it might be wanting to change your current vocation. Some of you I'm feeling are feeling very stagnant, right? So seeing things clearly, look at the mirror, realize that, you know, things change. Nothing's going to stay the same forever, right? It's never going to change the same. You are going to need to change to keep up, or you're going to need to change to move to the next level in your life. So pay attention to the signs and symbols, the synchronicities that are before you, right? Because infinite love wants me to let you know that your good is coming. Your good is around the corner. Don't block it with doubt. Do not block it with doubt. I'm hearing right now that for some of you, and it's interesting because we got the lapis lazuli. I'm hearing right now that for some of you, what's going on is you're doubting. And with that doubt comes these negative volleys of thoughts and words. Yikes. Because we all know with universal law of attraction that our words create, right? We don't want to go down in a downward spiral, right? We don't want that. No. I'm telling you now, no. I'm being pulled in right now to this enthusiasm card. And this is, I'm feeling is more of a remedy. And the enthusiasm card, it says, I celebrate everything in my life and I live in limitless joy. And what I'm getting right now, for some of you with this synchronicities, and some of you are like, okay, I know things are going to change. I'm waiting for things to change, but I doubt it's going to happen because I put everything. I diced my onions, I diced my celery, I diced all my goals and aspirations, and I put them in this big old pot to cook, right? And Spirit's saying, don't wait to celebrate your victory soup, right? Don't wait. You have the ability to celebrate it right now while it's brewing in the universal pot. You can find joy wherever you look. So Spirit is saying, be playful, laugh, play while you're waiting for these things in your life to cook, to come to fruition, for the synchronicities and the issues and the circumstances to all line up for you, because it's happening. It is happening without a doubt. So put yourself in that energetic state of playfulness, of joy, and of happiness right now. Right now. And I love that symbol, their metaphor that Spirit shared with you about the universal pot, right? The universal soup pot. You know, it's kind of interesting. I'm bringing up in my mind, my dad, when we were kids, my dad loved navy bean soup. And it was when I was able to process meat. I don't have an enzyme to process meat, so I'm a vegetarian. But he used to get salt pork. And he used to get these navy beans and water. He'd dice up onions and carrots and celery, and he'd saute them in the pot and then put the water in there and the salt pork. And that thing would be in that big old soup pot all day brewing. And the aroma just, it was all over the house. And I was so excited and so happy to be able to have some of that soup later. And what I would do often is find myself in the kitchen savoring that soup before it even hit my bowl. And that's really what Spirit wants you to do now. Celebrate, taste your joy now. Taste your victory now, right? Have fun while you're waiting. You know, once again, there's a lot of joy, a lot of learning, and there's a lot of pleasure in the waiting room of life. If that's what you're looking for, might as well have fun, right, while you're waiting, and feel it now. You know, so many times, and I'm getting this right now, some of you are doing this. You're waiting for tomorrow to celebrate your todays. You can't do that. You know, especially in times like this where it's so uncertain. Celebrate you now. You don't have to wait for tomorrow to celebrate and to have fun in life. Do it today. You know, there's 1,001 ways to joy. You just have to pick one. Pick one and revel in it. Let's take a look at your channeled message here. I'm not really sure if this is focusing. You're able to see this, so I apologize. But let me just read this. Oh, there you go. Your words are your wand. We just talked about that, right? Your words create, the lapis lazuli stone. Pay close attention to what you say. Your words create and your words destroy. Never speak words you would not want to become true for you. Your words are containers of great power. Speak blessings over your life and watch how quickly those blessings return to you. Your words are your command. Ooh, that's bringing to mind right now in the movie The Secret. And if you guys are new to Law of Attraction, I highly recommend The Secret, the movie The Secret. And if you can, and it's very difficult to find, if you can, I would recommend the original version with Abraham. You know, Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham. I would suggest that one. But anyways, your words truly are containers of power. And in that movie, Here it says, your words are your command. There's this big old hunky genie, and he says, your wish is my command. But really, your wish is your intention, and your intentions are fueled by your words, right? This is what I'm intending to create. So I really like that, and I wanted to share that. And that totally appropriate for this message that Spirit is sharing with you today. I'm just really excited for you because I'm really getting some good for you, beautiful good. It's just around the corner. Just watch what you're creating with your words, right? And be excited for it now. Be in that place now. Get excited. Be in that place now. And know, even if you have to make a difficult decision, you could be in the end of that situation feeling the joy of it being relief, the joy of it being relieved now, right? Okay. Oh, personal power. Yes, yes, yes. And all of this really has to do with you increasing your own personal power. Not only increasing it, but embracing it. Personal power to me is a spiritual muscle. And the way you exercise that muscle is by giving yourself permission to choose to think, act, and react according to your own intuition. Not according to the way other people think you need to talk or be or act. No. Your personal power is your ability to act, react, or not in any given situation. It's your ability to think or not to think, to be or not to be, right? So, wow. This was a really great reading for you guys. I see so many great things coming your way. I know that for some of you, it feels like it's a slow start, but man, things are happening for you and they're happening quickly. Spirit is sharing with you things are just around the corner for you. Solutions, epiphanies, successes, and more importantly for some of you, and he kind of highlighted this one and he's very serious, freedom. Blessings, love, and light to you. I really enjoyed spending this time with you guys. If you like this video, please let me know. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you feel that you want more content like this, and above all, sprinkle some love and leave me a comment. I would so appreciate it. And also, I'm realizing that those comments may help somebody else who might be feeling lost right now. So you're just perpetuating love forward. Love and light, and I'll see you at the next video.